Good morning, everyone. Today is August 23rd, 2021, and today we are going to have the lesson titled The Bitterings Arrive. Before we get into who the Bitterings are, I'm going to ask you to open up two separate Schoology tabs. You should have a set of headphones on your table. If you don't, you know where to find them. And then you're going to log into Schoology. You're going to have this recording and your handout open. So if you don't have this recording and your handout open, then go ahead and do that at this time. Just wanted to reset some expectations. Let's make sure that we are pushing in our chairs when we leave. Let's also make sure that we complete our do first silently. Any off-task behavior will result in a demerit. So last week, I know that there were a couple of people who were not on task, were not doing their work when they were expected to. Today, you will receive a demerit as well as some form of communication home. So let's make sure that you are following directions at all times. No profanity will be allowed in the classroom. If you are using profanity, it will result in a demerit as well as some form of communication home. All right, now I want you to go ahead and I want you to click the link to this video, and I want you to watch this video in YouTube for the next 54 seconds. This video is giving you a preview into the unit about literary suspense, and we will be learning about literary suspense for the remainder of this month as well as bleeding into September. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna watch this video. Pause me right here to watch this video about literary suspense. All right, so now that we've watched the video about literary suspense, I want you to ask yourself this question. This is our guided question for today. What does the author do to establish a mood at the beginning of the story? And how do I craft a defensible thesis? Our objectives for today: students will be able to analyze how stage directions and dialogue create mood in the exposition of Dark They Were and Golden Eye. Students will be able to break down a literary analysis prompt and write a thesis statement in response. So at the end of today, you are going to be able to do these things. Before we actually get into the lesson, I'm going to ask you to now click the link of this video, Dark They Were and Golden Eye. So you all have this text inside of Schoology, but I'm going to allow you to listen to the audiobook of the first 7 minutes of this video. So go ahead, click on the video link inside of Schoology, and you're going to listen to the audiobook version all the way up into 7 minutes. So pause me here and listen to the first about 7 minutes and 5 seconds of this video in YouTube. All right, so you are done watching the video, and so you should have seen evidence of suspense in the video that you just watched. Now let's remember that the video that we just watched is Dark They Were and Golden Eyed. It is the audiobook version, but what we are doing in class is we are actually reading the play. So it started out as a play, and what people did was they went back and they created an audiobook version. That's what you all just listened to. So in order for us to actually read a play, I think it's important that we know what some of these key words mean. So on your handout, you see something that says guided notes. Watch the video and fill in the blanks. So this is the video that you are watching. In a play, you're going to have something called stage directions, and I have that highlighted yellow. Stage directions are italicized moments in the play that give actors background information or directions about how to move or speak. So that's when you see something in the play that says, Billy moves over to Cora and grabs her hand. Or it'll say, says quietly. It gives the directions to the actors. Dialogue is, we all know, when two or more characters speak to each other. This is a conversation. So that is something that you all have seen in the narratives that you all have read. And then mood, again, we know, is how we, the audience or reader, are made to feel. It is the emotions created by the author. Exposition is the beginning of the story. The authors give background above settings, events, characters, or other elements to work to the audience of the readers. So at this time, you're going to pause the screen here and you're going to fill in the blanks on your handout. So go ahead and pause me here to fill in the blanks on your handout. Great job. That shouldn't have taken you long. Now we're going to get into the teacher model. Dialogue and stage direction, mood analysis. You need to pay very close attention because I am going to start this off and you are going to have to do this with a partner and you're going to have to do this by yourself. So pay very close attention. You're going to highlight each vocab word by the following colors. So whenever I see stage directions inside of my story, I'm going to highlight that yellow. Wherever I see dialogue, I'm going to highlight that purple. Wherever I see mood, I'm going to highlight that green. And whenever I see exposition, I will highlight it blue. Scene 1. Sound of wind blowing. Narrator. As long as the rockets had spun a silver web across space, Harry Bittering had been able to accept Mars. But now, the web gone, the rockets lying in jigsaw heaps of molten girder and unsnaked wire on Earth, people from Earth left to the strangeness of Mars, the cinnamon dusts and wine airs. This was the moment that Mars had waited for. Now it would eat them. Rayed Bradburys, dark they were and golden-eyed. Sound of a rocket landing. As you all can see, I have highlighted my stage directions yellow. I have highlighted my dialogue. Well, there is no dialogue here. I've highlighted the mood green, and I've highlighted exposition blue. Normally, a way that we can find dialogue is, again, we know that two people are talking, and right now there's no dialogue here, which is why you don't see purple. You don't see anyone talking to anyone. It's just the narrator introducing the story. You see that I highlighted the word accept in green. And the reason why I put accept in green is because here it says Harry Bittering had been able to accept Mars. Accept sounds like he's only tolerated. Like if I say, oh, I can accept you coming to class late, but I don't like it. That means that I don't really agree with it. I'm just going to accept it for right now. So when he says that he's accepting Mars, I know that he doesn't really like it, but he's just dealing with it. Also, where you all see, it says people from Earth left to the strangeness of Mars. Strangeness, that word strange, shows me mood because it puts the reader in a state of apprehension. And we wonder, why is Mars so strange? And it says, now it would eat them. Mars is going to eat the people of Earth. This is really different for me. And so that puts me in a mood of apprehension or puts me in an eerie mood. And here are the stage directions, sound of rocket landing and sound of wind blowing. I could use that for mood or stage directions. I mean, they are stage directions, but it does change the mood. When I hear the sound of wind blowing, it normally puts me in a scary or suspenseful mood. When I think of that, it's normally not something good that's going to happen after it. So let's move on. It says, what is literally happening in this section? So I said someone on Mars, they're arriving on Mars and they realize they can no longer go back to Earth. That's what's literally happening. Then it says, what mood do the stage directions and dialogue create? The stage directions create an eerie and uninviting mood. Eerie, like, ooh, like weird, like what's going on here? Also look for synonyms. Strange is another word for eerie. Spooky, okay? Explain how the dialogue and stage directions impact the mood. The sound of the wind blowing and the rocket landing create an eerie mood by invoking feelings of uncertainty within the reader. I'm going to take this, put a period because it's not a question. Now with your table group, you are going to complete the portion of your handout that says partner work. You're going to highlight yellow stage directions, just like Ms. Nelson did, purple dialogue, and green mood. Find at least one piece of dialogue to analyze. Also, you're going to find at least one sentence inside of this portion that creates a mood. You're going to do this in your level seats at level 1 voices for 7 minutes. So let's try to make sure that we do not exceed 7 minutes with our partners. Pause the screen here so that you can continue to do the work with your partners for 7 minutes. Now you should be on the independent work and you have completed the partner work with your table. You are going to do the same thing that you just did with your peer, except you're going to do it alone. Let's see what you can do independently for the next 7 minutes. Again, you're still following the same highlighting protocol. Yellow is stage directions, purple is dialogue, and green is words that create mood. So if you are here at the literary analysis portion, then I want you to stop here. We are going to review the expectations for this portion with the entire group. So if you are here, I want you to stop, and I want you to go ahead and half mask your computer so Ms. Nelson knows that you're done, and I'll come over with you to check your work. Again, if you are here, I want you to stop, and I want you to half mask your computer so Ms. Nelson knows that you are done. So congratulations, you have finished so far. I am so proud of all the hard work that you are doing. And you have to also be reminded that you will have a literary analysis write-in that is due at the end of class. So let's make sure that we are keeping ahead of time and that we are not waiting or rushing at the last minute. So again, we're going to stop here and I will speak to you whole group.